Well, good morning and welcome to your Friday 5 for 5. I am Adam, as usual on Fridays morning here, the worship pastor at First Baptist Church of the Islands. You know, all this week we've been talking about loving God, and I just couldn't help but think of some of my favorite hymns. And looking back over the hymns, a hymn that I love that talks about loving God is a hymn that was written actually by a teenager, and I think that makes the hymn all that more inspiring and impressive to think that these words were written by a teenager. And it's the hymn, My Jesus, I Love Thee. Let me read just some of the words to you. My Jesus, I love thee, I know thou art mine. For thee all the follies of sin I resign. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art thou. If ever I love thee, 'tis Jesus is now. The second verse I love. It says, I love thee because thou hast first loved me and purchased my pardon on Calvary's tree. I love thee for wearing the thorns on thy brow. If ever I love thee, 'tis Jesus is now. You know, whenever you think about that, it just blows my mind that that song was written by a 16-year-old. William Ralph Featherstone of Montreal, Canada was 16 years old when he wrote these lines. And it was a heartfelt, just a heartfelt expression of gratitude from the heart of a teenager as he was writing to his aunt in Los Angeles to tell her all about how he had experienced this conversion experience with Christ. When he realized the love of God for him and how it grew his love for Christ. You know, it was several years later after this song had gone to his aunt. Somehow it was found in England. The words were published in a hymnal there. But there was a well-known American Baptist pastor named Dr. A.J. Gordon who saw these words in an English hymnal, and he put them to the tune that we love today. And in the tune, My Jesus, I Love Thee, that we all know, that we all sing, it has become one of the best loved songs. And I want to read something to you from a little book that one of our church members here gave me by Kenneth Osbeck called Amazing Grace, 366 Inspiring Hymn Stories for Devotion. And it's a devotion book that I use. But I love one of the paragraphs he writes about this song. He says, how marvelous are the workings of God in bringing together expressions such as these, providing a hymn that has been used in a remarkable way for more than a century to direct Christians to a deeper relationship with their Lord. May these words cause each of us, even now, to renew our devotion to God so that this love for Christ may be reflected in all of the activities of this day. The last two stanzas. I love thee in life, I will love thee in death, and praise thee as long as thou lendest me breath. And say with the death dew lies cold on my brow, if ever I love thee, 'tis Jesus is now. The last stanza, in mansions of glory and endless delight, I'll ever adore thee in heaven so bright. I'll sing with the glittering crown on my brow, if ever I love thee, 'tis Jesus is now. You know, I don't know how your experience with Christ changed you, and I don't know what you may be going through, but I pray that you will be able to express your own love for the Savior in fresh and fervent words. I want you to reflect throughout this weekend and through these coming weeks on what God has done for you. And I want you to determine, with all that He's done for you, the love that He's shown for you, to express your love for Him in ways throughout the week, throughout the day. May the love that you have for Christ, because of the love that He showed for you in giving His life for you, be always present in the life that you live. And you know what? Our prayer, as always, is that you will be quick to be an everyday missionary, that you'll be quick to share the gospel, and when necessary, you'll even be able to use words. We love you guys. We thank you for being with us throughout this week. We can't wait to worship with you this coming Sunday at 9 or 10:30. As always, know that we love you. Know that we're praying for you. Have a great week. Bye-bye.